Hello, my name is Elijah Blanchard, and this is my girlfriend.
Eileen Lopez.
First of all, I want to thank you for being able to come here today and do this interview. I know you're a busy person, and I appreciate the time you're giving me. I also want to say my goal right now is to learn more about your opinions and experiences in regards to childhood toys, sex, and gender. I have 5 questions that I'm going to ask you. I humbly request that you share as much as you feel comfortable with me, and everything you say will remain confidential. Please know that once the assignment is attached to the interview, it will be submitted and graded, and nobody else will see it, so only the instructor has access. And that's where it will remain until the semester ends. Do you have any questions before we get started?
No.
Okay, perfect. Let's start. Okay. So, question 1 of the interview is, what was your favorite childhood toy, and why did you like it so much?
My favorite childhood toy would be a Smurfette Build-A-Bear, and I liked it a lot because I really liked the Smurfs franchise.
Okay. And how old were you when you got it?
I was around 8 years old.
Do you remember who bought it for you?
Yes, I remember going to the store with my parents and my dad bought it for me.
What made it special compared to your other toys?
I think because I didn't really have Build-A-Bears, and that was like the first character that I had as a Build-A-Bear.
Okay. Okay, second question. Were there any rules about who could play with the toy or how it was supposed to be played with?
Yeah, I was the only one that could touch it, and it had to stay on my bed because it was my prized possession, so I didn't want it ripping or anything like that.
Okay. Did your parents have any expectations about who played with it or something like that?
I don't think so. I think as long as they knew that I really liked it, that was enough for them.
Did other kids ever make comments about it?
No, I kept it away from them.
Did you ever feel pressured to like certain toys because you were a girl?
Yeah, I think so. I think as a girl, we were kind of put in a position to like dolls more and have sort of an imagination for that.
Okay. Do you think being a girl influenced you wanting that toy? Why or why not?
I don't. Somewhat, I think, because it was a girl character. It was the only one that I could like, aside because all the other Smurfs were boys. So kind of, I suppose.
Okay. Would you say it was considered a girl toy?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And were there toys you liked that people thought were more for boys?
No. Or, I mean, I liked Nerf guns, so maybe, yeah, I guess.
Okay. Did that bother you at all that some of those toys you weren't supposed to like because they were for boys?
Yeah, I think of course because a lot of those toys were fun. So for people to say that, it kind of made me feel kind of discouraged from playing with them.
Okay. Next question. When you were growing up, were there different expectations for boys and girls?
Yeah, like from the way they were supposed to act or what they could wear. I'd say so, yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Did you feel that more at home or at school or in sports or in all of them? Which one would you say was the most and which one would you say was the least?
I think more at home with my family because they were more predisposed to say comments or make comments
Okay.
of that.
And was that because of your clothing or things like the toys we're talking about or other things?
I think because of clothing and also the way you are supposed to act
Okay.
in public.
How would you say the clothing one was enforced, or what did they say about that?
I think they would say like you're a girl so you should get ready or you should look pretty, look like, that like you're kind of well, I don't know, like have some good attire and just look like,
Put together?
yeah, put together like a pretty little girl. Like have your hair done
Yeah.
and that.
Okay, and do you think anything to do with behavior in that case too?
Yeah, like don't be loud, don't be kind of noisy or act nice, be very respectful, close your legs or sit straight and cross your legs. Kind of like that, don't scream. Kind of like that, yeah.
Okay. For the next question, can you think of a time you were rewarded for acting like a good girl, quote, or meeting expectations that people had for girls?
Um, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't always want to kind of act like how I was meant to act or how I was expected to act. So yeah, they'd promise me like, "Oh, I'll get you some ice cream if you're like this in front of these people." Like when I meet new people, if I act the way they want me to act.
Yeah. Okay. Can you think of any sort of time that you got in trouble, or that you were criticized for doing something that people didn't think that girls should be doing?
Yeah, whenever I'd wear a skirt or some shorts or anything like that, I would get screamed at because I wouldn't cross my legs or pull my skirt down because I'd forget since I was a young girl. So I'd be screamed at for not doing that.
Okay. Okay. And I'd say or next question would be, do you think things today are different for kids than at the time we were growing up? Do you think things have changed?
Yeah, I think a lot of more behaviors are acceptable and a lot of people are more accepting of what girls wear. Like they can cover their skin or they cannot cover their skin. It's both. It's kind of acceptable, or them wearing jeans or long dresses, things like that. They don't always have to wear pink or feminine colors as were expected back then.
Okay. A few follow-ups. Do you think? Okay. So do you think? What would you change about that? Do you think that what we have is better, or do you think the old ways were kind of that's what's worked and that's what should keep happening? What do you think?
I think what we have now is better rather than conventional standards that we had back then because it's a lot more. I think women can feel more comfortable, even little girls. You should be able to wear what you want and what you feel comfortable in. Sometimes women are expected to wear tight clothing like in the office place and that's not always, comfortable. So I think what we have now is for sure better.
Okay. Okay. And do you think that okay, next question would be the last question. Looking back, do you think childhood toys and gender expectations affected who you are today, or not really?
I think so because I feel like now I'm more feminine than I was as a younger kid. I was a bit like tomboyish, I guess you could put it. So I think that because of what I was told and how I was expected to be, I have taken those comments and ideas now, and that's why I am the way I am. That's why I'm more feminine because I know I have to be like that. So I think for sure it affected me.
So you think that if those expectations weren't put on to you, you wouldn't be you wouldn't be as feminine, you'd be more.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think any of those expectations ever had an effect on your confidence in any way?
Yeah. I think when you have those expectations, you don't always feel 100% feminine like you should feel as the way like people should make you feel.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think that's
Okay. Okay. Thank you for helping me, and your answers are going to definitely help me connect the class concepts to my real experience. Thank you.
Thank you.